So today the White House said that Obama's going to block a bill, or veto it rather, which will allow terrorist victims of the 9/11 attacks, which had their 15th anniversary yesterday, on September 11th, 2016. Today is the 12th. I think it is anyway. Let me see. Yeah. Um, that bill would allow the victims' families to sue Saudi Arabia. Press Secretary John Earnest said when asked if the president planned to veto the bill, that's still the plan. The White House had previously suggested Obama would not sign the bill when it first passed the Senate in May, saying it would complicate diplomatic relations. Earnest defended the administration's stance against the bill, saying it is not an effective, forceful way for us to respond to terrorism. Lawmakers are expected to attempt to override the veto, and if successful, would mark the first time in Obama's presidency. Ernest said the bill, which passed the House unanimously on Friday, has not yet been presented to the president. Okay, few things here. Let me just say I am very apologetic for. I had no role, of course, in what happened on that day. I was only 3 years old. But it's definitely a sad thing when anyone has to lose a family member, and especially in such a violent way. And honestly, if I didn't think that there was some type of hope of mending fences with Saudi Arabia, as crazy as that may sound to some people, I'd be right in there with the rest of them and saying that we should sue. I mean, and part of me still kind of has this thing where I can't distinctively say no, as in I can't go, okay, none of you can do that, or I know you have to let all of them do that if you go ahead and allow them to sue Saudi Arabia. But there's just a part of me that has a reluctance to criticize them over it, because I know if I lost a family member during that the incident, terrorist incident of 9/11, I would probably be in the same position, and very frustrated with going all these years and having no seeming repercussion or retribution. Um, and I'm not to equate this to revenge of, oh, they killed somebody I love, I'm gonna kill them too. No, nothing of that nature. But I just think if you go out of your way to stop people from getting what they feel is some way of appeasing that sense of loss that they feel, you're not really doing anything to bring people together. I know it's crazy that I'm even suggesting it, but I just think that this really is a case of someone having to put themselves in another person's shoes. I think it'd be more reasonable for Obama to put himself in the shoes of all those victims' families than for them to do it to him, or to try to be the president and say, okay, well, this will mess up diplomatic relations. Saudi Arabia is not. I don't see in any state right now where they want to negotiate with us in the sense of, oh, Obama and their leaders sit down and have a meeting. I feel as if he went over there, they tried to kill him. And that's not to say that they're irredeemable, but at this point, there really is this hostility that, is, I don't think, going to go away anytime soon. But also, you have, I mean, even if he said, okay, you guys can sue them, how would that even work out? I have this strange doubt that Saudi Arabia wouldn't pay them money, or do anything for them. They go, a lawsuit, that's U.S. matters. And I'm not trying to suggest that it's a joke that people can't get that retribution that they want. I am saying that I think it's more than likely that they won't go along with this proposal, because it doesn't go with the character of a country that is completely dominated by, I guess, a lack of governance in the just diplomatic civil sense like we have over here. You go and sit and talk to a governor, a senator, representative, the president. It most likely will be you and that person talking and having, their little discussion, disagreements here and there. But the point is, it's a civil dialogue. And, like I said, he goes over there for 2 seconds and, they do something to him. And you see what happens where it didn't really matter about the lawsuit. So, all in all, because I'm not going to drag this out for, a million minutes, and I know I can get kind of boring after 5 minutes, the standard for me talking. I really am amazed by the amount of attention his decisions are still getting. He's kind of, I know that there's only 4 full months left. I take it back, 3 full months left of his administration, and it just seems so bizarre to me that I'm not saying he can't get anything done anymore, but it feels pointless to give him this much attention or to even have this stuff in the news now, because it doesn't matter anymore. The Congress is nothing but Republicans. You have a Democratic president. You have people who are going to lean right when there is an act of terrorism, because Republicans are kind of characterized as being strong on terror, even though there are some times I can disagree with that overview of them. But the point is, people have an inner frustration right now that you've seen in this election cycle, and you see it even here with this this attempt to sue a country that most likely won't pay them any mind. And if I didn't think that that lawsuit would be pointless, I probably would be on their side, and a part of me really sympathizes with them. I'm only worried about further provoking them. You have one of these terrorists go, we say to them, we didn't even do anything to you. And they'll go, oh yeah? Remember when the Americans tried to, tried to sue Saudi Arabia? Or something to that effect. Not to say they all have that accent, but the point is I'm trying to convey that we're backed by continuity. And things that happened 10, 20, 30 years ago, 2 months ago, they still get referenced, they still get mentioned. We're a very historical part of the world. We have a history that is good in some places and bad in others, and I think we can all agree that things have improved for the most part. There's still road to travel, but these terrorists, are the people who were involved in that act of terror, did not see things that way, and just felt the need to take lives that were needlessly collected from this earth and placed into an area beyond my wildest imagination. So all in all, it's a very controversial topic right here, and I really can't give a definite. I lean towards saying don't let them do it, but I definitely I just have this conflict, and outright yes or outright no isn't accompanied with some steering onto the other side. It's kind of like this. Do a little dance for you on camera. So all in all, it's sad, and heart goes out to the families of the victims, and I know 15 years of somebody being around would destroy me too, most likely, not being around rather, but there has to be another way than this, and I think we're going to find out eventually how to turn pain into power, and we'll go from there. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.